NBA Tip-Off is presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Let's go. Come on.
Game 6, young San Antonio team with a chance to take that next step.
It's a good team. We don't want to play at Game 7, so trying to do all the right things to get it over with now.
We know what we got to do and what it take to win, man.
Castle putting up big numbers in the first quarter. Fox lead feed. Wemby, too easy. The French flush. Ridiculous angle. Wembanyama. It is all Spurs right now.
Keep playing through the physicality. Stay on the pressure.
The jumper goes for De'Aaron Fox. Castle's jumper. Cha-ching.
These guards are outstanding.
The San Antonio Spurs are headed to the Western Conference Finals.
It's another step. We're going to enjoy this tonight, and we'll think about OKC tomorrow.
The words conference finals just seem surreal right now. It's like something I heard my whole life, and now we're in it. It's kind of unreal.
Hey, tune in Monday. Western Conference Finals.
And in game 1 of the Western Conference Final, SGA gets his MVP. Hardware, Wemby, certainly in the running, finished 3rd, but 10-point lead in the 4th quarter for San Antonio. Here comes a 13-4 run by OKC.
Hey, our son was on fire!
My son hits another 3, and they're up 95-94.
Get off me, little man. Get off me, little man.
I love the fact that he's not just standing out there shooting threes like he started his career, man.
SGA ties it at 101, and then Chet Holmgren comes up with a huge block on Wemby, and we are going to go to overtime.
Oh my goodness.
Look at
1, 2, 3.
Castle.
Man, Castle
Watch
is,
your head, boy.
Castle is a grown man, y'all.
If he didn't turn the ball over with
11 times?
yeah, it would have been. Oh my goodness.
She's a grown man, too.
So it's 108-105, and then
bang,
Wemby, with no hesitation, only shot 2 threes on the night, hit that one. We're tied at 108.
That was the game winner, in my opinion.
Even though they needed another session of overtime. First double overtime game in the playoffs in the last 5 years.
This kid right here is magnificent, Dylan Harper.
Oh, he was tremendous with no De'Aaron Fox. And Dylan Harper gets the start. You got a 1-point game again.
That was big time.
Well, the big time, they got a little munchkin on him.
Yeah, that was big time.
Don't keep having no munchkin on that kid.
No doubt.
Look at that night for Wemby. 41, 24 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
Hey, Shaq, how y'all lose the game?
In OT. AI. Oh, that was game 1?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, that's when AI stepped over Tyronn Lue?
Yeah, that was at game 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I don't know. What were your words to describe what you saw last night?
I mean, Wemby played spectacular. I'm happy for him. Like, he only shot 2 threes. He took advantage of the mismatch. I was surprised that they tried to put your son on him that time. But listen, he played with a lot of heart. He played with a lot of effort. They tried to be physical against him, but it didn't matter. They knocked him down a few times. He kept his poise. I liked the way he played. French clap. His American name is Tim Robinson. He played like Tim Duncan and David Robinson mixed together. I'm happy for the kid. That's your American name, Tim Robinson.
I like that one. Tim Robinson.
Yeah, Tim Robinson came to play last night.
Yeah, and I don't know if, I know the question possibly was asked. It was just the story that I always talked about, Dream. Sitting there while David Robinson got the MVP, and I sat next to Dream, and I'm like, man, you're not upset? And he's like, no, he deserves it. Then when he had like 40 and 20, he comes back and he says, I'm going to his house to get my trophy. And so, and then I think the question was asked on Wemby, how did he
hear that
feel?
accent again?
I'm going to his house to get my trophy. So Dream was so honorable. He does not like to talk trash in that way, but Wemby had it something personal. But, we talk about his defensive prowess, and they talk about his block shots and his alters, but it's more than that. It's his makes you change your thought process, because these guys have been bullies, so they might not understand this. It's like if you're going through the bully the hallway, and the bully's going to slap you in your head every time. Every now and then you just feel like, do I want to deal with that today? Do I want to? And I don't know. I just got to go around this today. And that's what he makes you think. When you come inside, he changes your thought process to say, I'm not going in there today, because that's why SGA was off, because he can't attack with the same ferocity. Will he figure it out? He's the MVP of the league. He's going to figure out how to attack with ferocity. But if you just look at where Wemby is, forget all of these circles and everything else. Wemby's in the middle. So now I have to think differently. He's coming off the screen. Wemby is here. I can't attack. And it's a different thought process when Mutombo was there, when Mark Eaton was there, and now with Wembanyama there. When he's standing in the paint, you cannot go with this. Here he is. You cannot go with this. You got to do a step back. Now it gets blocked. Can't go with the same ferocity with that.
SGA, 24 points and 12 assists, took 23 shots, Chuck.
I thought that you can't play Hardenstein against Wemby. You got to play Holmgren and Jalen Williams, because he's going to sit back there and play safety. I've said that the whole time. You got to go not as small as they're going, but you got to go somewhat smaller to make Wemby clear him out. But I don't think you can overreact. Wemby was fantastic. But OKC, if he don't hit that three, they win the game. So you can't overreact. As great as he played, it went to double overtime, and OKC did not play great. Mm-hmm. This notion, I saw a bunch of people on TV today like, oh, it's a Spurs era. I'm like, it's one game, fool. They had to win. This guy played like Shaquille O'Neal, and they won in double overtime. Like I say, if he missed that three,
yeah, it's a different story.
It's a different story. But he did make it. But this notion that like, yo, man, OKC was right there in double overtime, and he played spectacular.
Well, De'Aaron Fox did not play for San Antonio. Mitch Johnson says he doesn't know if Fox will be available for Game 2.
Oh, that's the MJ
night.
thing right there. That's the MJ chair from the last day.
And I took it personally, yeah. Alex Caruso, by the way, 31 points. That was a postseason career high. The previous had been 20. And his high in this postseason was 14. He goes for 31, knocks down 8 threes.
Ship off the old family tree.
Night for Victor Wembanyama in the Spurs' 122-115 win in double overtime. He scored 41 points and added 24 rebounds to take Game 1 of the West Finals in Oklahoma City. Let's go by the numbers on this one. In overtime last night, Wembanyama was a one-man army, matching the entire Thunder offense with 14 points in OT. And it's worth noting, SGA was held to 0 points in the second overtime period. Wemby was the youngest player in NBA history with 40 points and 20 rebounds in a playoff game, just ahead of Lou Alcindor, Bob McAdoo, and Wilt Chamberlain. That's a heck of a class to be just ahead of. Okay, now, back with Mike Wilbon. Mike, how do you put in perspective what Wemby did last night?
It's historic. And the numbers are a part of it, but just a part of it. Because if you're looking at the game, if people are looking at the game, and if you started too late, then take a nap, set an alarm clock, take some energy drink, do whatever you have to do if you can watch Victor Wembanyama play, because it's historic. It's like watching a young Shaq, a young Kareem. It really is. I'm not old enough, Jay, to have watched a young Wilt, but even an old Wilt on that list, when you're joining Wilt on any list, you're like, oh my goodness, what has Wembanyama done? What he did were things that were not only historic, but they were unique to anyone his size. To have the shot blocks that he had, and to just sort of threaten, he was menacing when it came to OKC going into the lane. They didn't go. I mean, there's a stat out there that says that OKC was like 2 for 10 when Wembanyama was a primary defender. They only took 10 shots in a double overtime game where they were directly confronted by Wembanyama. So what that says they were making some U-turns when they saw him and went away from him, and yet you have that pull-up three from 28 feet to tie the game, and you just go, my goodness, what is there this guy can't do? And the short, definitive answer is nothing. There's nothing he can't do. There's nothing he didn't do last night. And so OKC is in some trouble right away.
Yeah, lots of folks making lots of business decisions as they see him in the lane there. Tomorrow night, the Thunder 6.5-point favorite. Mike, how critical is it for them to win Game 2?
Ooh. Jay, it's a must win. I know that sounds crazy. I spent my whole career being taught by coaches and players and people in our business, don't overreact to what you see from game one in a 7-game series. Don't do it. And Brian Windhorst and I talked about this morning. You don't want to overreact. And then we're talking about a game in which if SGA goes 10 for 23 instead of 7 for 23, OKC probably wins. Or if Chet Holmgren goes 12 and 9 instead of 8 and 8, Oklahoma City probably wins. But it's the way San Antonio won. And are they going to get De'Aaron Fox back? If they do, they're not going to have as many turnovers. They're not going to have 21 or 23 turnovers like they had last night. Unlikely anyway. So this is a must game for OKC in game 2, trying not to overreact to it. But you can't go 2 games down to a team led by Victor Wembanyama, who among all his attributes, ruthlessness seems to be one of them. And I think that applies as well to OKC as a team. But Wembanyama, wow, he is on a personal mission, it seems. And his team, I think his teammates are scared not to follow him. Jay, did you see the way they looked at him late in the game when he stood there and he flexed and he looked at his bench? And they looked at him in awe, like teammates have looked at Shaq and Kareem and Wilt and others over time. So, OKC, the champs, I know it's only a 1-game hole, but it's a hole and they got to climb out of it at home tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you much, my brother. You can catch much more of Mike Wilbon coming up at the bottom of the hour on PTI. See you there, man.
Thanks, Jay.
The third